So being a home chef is someone who doesn't have formal training, hasn't been to culinary school, but has just learned at home, learned from her mom or someone's grandmom or grandparents, anyone in the family, or just reading books and educating oneself about cooking. Hi, my name is Avanya. I'm a home chef, and my journey started in 2017 when I started making salads and selling them from home under the name of Salad Abs. Abs is my pet name. I started selling them at my workplace, and one thing led to another. So just before lockdown, I left my job at Guppy and I wanted to start something of my own. So I started baking again, which was a childhood passion. And I've just put together a menu of things that I love making, I love eating. Pan-Asian flavors are my thing. Being a home chef during the pandemic is, I think it's quite common because so many people have started doing this from home. They've actually been like 2,500 registrations on the FSSAI website. So being a home chef is someone who doesn't have formal training, hasn't been to culinary school, but has just learned at home, learned from her mom or someone's grandmom or grandparents, anyone in the family, or just reading books and educating oneself about cooking. And a lot of it comes from experience and practice. Apart from that, it's a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work and commitment, and especially a lot of discipline. So to be a home chef, you need to know how to cook. And if you know how to cook, you have to love to cook. There is no like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, I'm not in the mood for it. I know I have my moods. There's no room for that. But you have to have a USP for whatever you're making. And is there a demand for it? Do people want that product? Will they order it? Will you be able to get a good income out of selling that product? So these four things are really important. First, you need to know what you are going to put on your menu. What do you want to sell? What do people want to eat? Do a trial, do a photo shoot, and also then get approval or just feedback from people. Make your friends, your family taste it, get their views on what they think. And once you're done with that, then you sit down and put your menu together. Creating a PDF with your dish, your price, how many grams or how many people it serves, along with pictures. Pictures are really important so people know the product they're going to get, and it just makes it more appealing. And once you have that together, broadcast it like crazy on WhatsApp, share it with friends, family, and then of course social media. So you really have to market a lot on social media because I feel in our day and age, that's where everyone spends their time, especially during lockdown, and it's the only way we kind of communicate. It takes time, like anything to grow. It'll take time, it'll start out slowly. Patience is really important. I think patience in the kitchen as well when you're making and you're making the same order again and again. Of course, your skill is being improved upon, but there's a lot of patience involved in cooking as well. And you have to keep in mind packaging, because when you're selling food from home, people want it packaged well, and it looks good when it reaches them in a good packing. And tying up with the delivery service is important because you will get more customers that way. I think being sustainable is really important as a chef because we buy so many ingredients. We're selling food to people. I think not using plastic is really important. We need to be aware of that and not be mindless about everything we're using in the kitchen. So I really believe in sustainable, eco-friendly packaging. And even being a chef, just keeping health as a priority is important because you're feeding people at the end of the day, and that is nourishment, that is energy going into someone's body. So we need to be mindful of what we're putting into the food. Are they the freshest ingredients? Are they healthy? Are they not damaging to the body? So health is in our hands in a way. So being a home chef, you need to be registered on the FSSAI website, and if you're earning above a certain amount, you have to have a license registration. So that is very important. So to start a food business from home, you need an investment anywhere between 10,000 to 30,000, depending on your needs and your requirements. So so you'll be spending on initially your ingredients. Like that really depends on your dish and what you are providing. So apart from ingredients, it'll be packaging, very basic packaging, maybe some stickers, some napkins, some spoons, forks. I try not to do that because I try and let people use their own cutlery from home, try and be more sustainable. And in case you need to buy any, if you're baking from home, you need to buy any cake tins, eventually you want to buy an oven, something like that will require more. So to price a dish on your menu, first you have to list out all the ingredients you're using, and then know the price of the entire ingredient, and then kind of minus and subtract and divide and get the amount for the exact gram going into your dish. So once you add all of that, you have to keep in mind any overheads for, say, transport, petrol, electricity, using your fridge, your oven. So once that'll be your base cost along with your packaging, and then you have to add a certain amount for effort. So it really depends on the effort you've put into creating the dish, how much time you've spent. My margin is about 30 to 40%. It depends on the dish, on the ingredients. But I would say all in all, the margin that you're making is anywhere between 30 to 40%. So it really depends on different factors. So being a home chef, you can sell your food obviously on your own through word of mouth, market it on Instagram, take orders through social media or WhatsApp, and you can even tie up with companies like Zomato and Swiggy. Of course, a lot more effort will go because there'll be more legal documents required, but that is also a venture you can reach for. You can even take part in festivals or do pop-ups where you set up a stall as a home chef under your business name, and you're catering 2-3 dishes which are easy to consume. Say if you're at a festival or a market, like a flea market. Luckily, there are a lot of companies like Dunzo, Pidge, WeFast that deliver from, say, my home, which is my kitchen, to my customer's house. So tie up with any one of these companies. They all have apps. It's like an Uber service where the rider comes, picks it up, you give the drop location, and it's really simple. So I tie up with this company called Delivery Guru. The app is available on Google Play Store, and it's really convenient because they come with their food bag. You put your food in, you don't need like an extra bag. You put your boxes or whatever it is, and it's safely delivered to the customer. So to market your food business, I mean, it's all about marketing. That's how people hear about it and that's how they order. Instagram or Facebook are very important platforms because people spend a lot of time on these platforms, and also we end up seeing a lot of ads. So Instagram ads or Facebook ads are something that can really help market your food business. So it's important to have your own page for your food business. You can link Facebook to Instagram, but it has to be a separate business page, a business account, where you're constantly promoting whatever you're doing, whether you're sending out a delivery, take a picture of it, put it up, make it a story, tag the person, keep posting regularly so people know that you're doing this and that you're serious. So being a home chef during COVID, it's really important to take all precautions when it comes to preparing the food and with delivery, making sure you sanitize, wash, are really careful with thoroughly washing your hands, always making sure they're sanitized, or just not touching the food without gloves or without washing your hands. So as a home chef, I think the biggest thing I've learned is how to show up for myself, because this is my business, it's my baby, and I need to show up every day again and again, do the same thing and do it for myself. There's not much space for moodiness or feeling like doing something or not feeling like doing it. Of course, there's a lot of hard work, but it's something that you're passionate about, and it's something you want to make succeed, because the truth is when you receive the fruits, it's very rewarding, because you know how much of hard work has gone into it. I mean, the long hours, the amount of backaches, the feet ache, it's just very overwhelming to be honest, but extremely rewarding.
If you like our videos and want more such informational content, then do not forget to subscribe to our channel.